So now let's begin with your third chapter in your business dynamics and entrepreneurship. Your third chapter is human resource management. Okay, under your human resource management topic, we will be discussing various subtopics in this particular chapter. Okay, so now let's move on to your first topic in your third chapter, that is introduction of human resource management. What is a human resource? Human resource is the most important asset of the organization, and managing these human resource in order to produce effective, in order to utilize effectively, in order to maximize the organization's capacity and capability, okay, is known as human resource management. How you're going to use one particular human and their one particular human resource in order to transform this particular human being into a useful resource. How you're going to use a particular individual, how are you going to identify his skills, knowledge, attitude, and how are you going to use this particular individual's competency into the organization is known as human resource management. Now let's look into what is the meaning of human resource management. Human resource management, okay, human resource management can be defined as translating process of human being, okay, translating the process of human being into a useful resource. Then a human being contributes his or her skills, knowledge, and positive attitude towards the productive workforce in the organization. The individual, whether it is he or she, becomes the human resource for the organization. You are transforming the individual's capability, skills, knowledge, positive attitude to the productive work of an organization. That particular individual becomes a resource, that is human resource for the organization. Now looking into the definition of human resource management, okay. The definition of human resource management according to Edwin B. Flippo, human resource management refers to the planning, organizing, directing, controlling of procurement, development, competition, integration, maintenance, and separation of human resource to the end so that the individual, organization, and social objectives are accomplished. You are planning, you are organizing, directing, and controlling how you want to procure the individuals. After you procure, you're going to develop them and make them complete, okay, and how you're going to maintain them is known as human resource management according to Edwin B. Flippo. Next, you have your objectives of human resource management. The objectives of human resource management are to ensure the effective utilization of resources. Now, effective utilization of resource, what resource? It is human resource. Okay, your human resource management makes sure that you have proper utilization of resources, and also how you have to achieve your goals and how you need to achieve your objectives and your policies. Next, you have to maintain your organization structure. Organization structure, you know, it is the hierarchical structure of the organization, right? It defines as to who, it defines the relationship between who is in the top management, low level management, etc., and how you are going to account for the duties, responsibilities, and positions. Okay, next is to develop human resource. To develop human resource by providing them with training and development to help identify their skills, competencies, to develop the personality of the employees, and to enhance their caliber to work. Okay, you are developing the human resource by providing training and development. To respect for human beings, you need to respect a particular human being. When you are considering them a resource to your organization, you should not dominate them. In fact, you should provide for a good working condition, and you should help them to build good relationship with the workers for their effective well-being and their effective working in the organization. Next is to maintain good harmony, goal harmony. Goal harmony is basically where you align your individual goal with your organization goals, and also to continuously give them direction and continuously guide them in order to effectively utilize the human resources, okay, in order to enhance their efficiency and effectiveness. Next, you have to ensure employee satisfaction. To ensure employee satisfaction is basically when you are considering human resource as an asset of the organization, you should also provide for the satisfaction of employee. It could be your job satisfaction, it could be the salary satisfaction, okay. It could be the satisfaction in which the employee is working, and also satisfaction with the work performance. Next is to ensure employee discipline and morale. Employee discipline and morale, you need to continuously motivate the employee and provide a healthy and a friendly working environment wherein you are assigning various jobs or tasks in order to achieve the goals and objectives. Next is to increase organizational productivity. If you want to increase your organization's productivity, you should use the human resource in a very effective manner. Utilize utilization of human resource in a very useful manner. Then you're using whatever their educational skills, competencies, etc. in order to achieve your goals and objectives. So this is your objectives of human resource. After your objectives of human resource, you have the next topic, that is functions of human resource. Okay, functions of human resource as per your syllabus. Kindly refer your syllabus for the topics. Okay. Next is your functions of human resource. The functions of human resource are basically classified into two types, that is managerial function and operative function. Now, what is your managerial function? Managerial function is basically the functions of the management, wherein they are accomplishing the results through the effort of people. Now, what are the functions of management? Firstly, it is planning. Planning of what? Planning of various alternatives which are available. You're planning for the future as to what is the human resource which is required, what are the requirements, what is the kind of education, skills. Okay, based on that, planning involves here, the planning involves recruitment, selection, training, etc. How you're going to select a particular employee, how you're going to recruit the employee, for what job are you recruiting, how you need to provide training and development. Next is organizing. Organizing is basically organizing the right person for the right job. If he's specialized in finance, you're going to put him in finance department. Human resource, you're going to put him in human resource department. Now you are carefully organizing them in based on the kind of job they are fit for and how they are going to establish relationships. Okay, after which you have directing. Directing, as we looked into the previous chapter also, continuously directing them towards the achievement of the organizational goals. Okay, making corrections if they are going wrong anywhere, making corrections, guiding them. Okay, guiding them in case if they are losing their focus from the organization's objective, then continuously guiding them in order to achieve those particular objectives. Next is coordinating. Coordinating what? Coordinating various activities, including your human resource department activity. Okay, your policies, how you're going to interpret these particular policies, how you're going to make sure that the employees are understanding how they have to achieve the objectives and policies. Next is controlling. Controlling of what? Controlling of each and every human resource activity. Okay, you need to provide them with training and development. You need to provide them with HRM functions. Okay, how you're going to set a particular standard and how you're going to match the standard performance with the actual performance. That is how you're controlling. We've already discussed this in your previous chapter. Next type of function is your operative function. Operative is what? Operations, right? In your operative functions, you have your procurement. Procurement what? You are procuring. You are selecting a human resource for your organization, wherein you're identifying the right person for the right job. Next is maintenance. After you procure, you're going to maintain that particular person in the organization. You should make sure that the employee is satisfied, he's given good working environment, he's given good salary. Okay, to provide for leaves, incentive, bonuses, etc. Next is development. Development is what? Because of the continuous changes, the organization should provide a training and development program for each and every employee. Next is your work culture. Work culture is basically how effectively, because in a particular organization you will have employees from different religions, background, society, etc. So you need to provide a congenial work environment, which is a very good environment for the employee to work, wherein everyone are mingling with each other and building good relationships and rapports with each other. Next is educating the managerial personnel. Educating the managerial personnel is basically wherein you are educating them with the new policies, plans, procedures, etc. of the organization, of whatever is discussed by the top management. Next is conducting research. Conducting research based on the different changes. Suppose example, it could be technology, it could be various other changes which are brought in the because of the external factors of the environment. You are continuously researching in order to see so that your company is not left back. Next is developing a communication system. Communication system is basically, there are two types of organization structure. One is the tall organization structure and one is the flat organization structure. In the tall organization structure, communication is very smooth and easy because you will know who belongs to in which position, and it is easy also for the flow of information is easy, that is upwards to downwards direction. Okay, but in flat organization, communication process is very difficult. Next is compensation. Compensation is nothing but a sort of remuneration which is given to the employees and the organization for the amount of service which they are rendering to the organization. Next is integration. Integration is basically your aligning your individual interest with the organizations and the social interest. After which you have employment. Employment is wherein you're providing stabilization to employees so that the employee can get stabilized, he can work for his betterment and also work and gather a salary for his well-being and his and also can take care of his family. Whatever the job analysis are, human resource planning, selection, etc., will come under employment, includes all of these particular functions. Next is your human resource development. Human resource development is how effectively are you developing the employee. Continuously keep them assessments and tests, give them training and development. Based on training and development, conduct necessary tests in order to see whether they are actually able to work. Okay, give appraisal to the employees to see if they are based on their performances, if they are, you can appraise them, you can continuously correct them. Okay, that is human resource development. Next is your human relation. Human relation is basically how you're going to maintain relations in the particular organization in order to ensure cooperation, coordination, job satisfaction, and also to increase productivity, which will be contributing very well to the organization. So these were your functions of human resource management. After your functions, your next topic is human resource management process. What is the process to manage your human resource? Now, as we all know, human resource is the most important asset of the organization, and the main objective, the human resource management process actually starts with the objective of the organization, right? And how you're going to organize and manage the project management team, etc. So let's look into the process. First is you're going to plan the human resource as to what is the kind of person you want for that particular job, what is the kind of qualification you require, what is the role for which you are selecting the human resource, etc. In that, you will firstly, what is the first step? It is planning, human resource planning. That is identifying and documenting whatever project role is available, what is the responsibility, reporting relationship, as well as creating staffing management plan. After which you will acquire, after you plan, you will acquire based on the competencies. You will go and select one particular person who is possessing all of these qualities, whether he is suitable. Okay, you're going to acquire one particular person in order to complete the project. Next is you're going to develop a project team. See, you're not going to employ one employee, you're going to select a particular team, right? So you're going to develop a project team. Based on the members who are selected, you will form a group and team so that they all work together to achieve a particular goal or objective. Next is manage that particular project team. Managing is very important because it requires a lot of cooperation and coordination. After you are planning, you're acquiring, you're developing, you need to manage this team basically based on tracking their performance, continuously monitoring their performance, giving them feedback as to where they have to correct themselves in case if there is any issue which is any sort of misbehavior or anything. You need to solve that particular issue and you need to enhance their project performance. Moving on to your next topic, you have job analysis. What is job analysis? Job analysis is the process of establishing job-related factors, analyzing the particular job. Okay, you are establishing job-related factors that incumbent needs to perform at workplace. It identifies tasks, responsibilities, and duties which are involved in that particular job. You are analyzing the job and you are making sure what are the various factors that are involved in the job in order to perform that needs to be performed at the workplace. Now, as per the definition for the job analysis, you can go with either of the two definition based on your convenience. Now, according to Wilson M., job analysis is the process that involves the analyst describing the duties of the incumbent when the nature and conditions of work are finally basic qualifications. Okay, now job analysis is nothing but analyzing various factors of job analysis. Now let's look into what are the features of analyzing a particular job. That is job analysis. Features are firstly, it is the process of studying and collecting information. Okay, information relating to the operations and responsibilities of a particular job. Suppose if the class rep is appointed, that particular class rep will collect necessary information as to what is the kind of job he needs to job that needs to be performed. Okay, which teacher they need to report to, how they are supposed to take up this particular duty, etc. So it is nothing but job analysis is when you have a particular job, it is a process of studying and collecting information relating to that particular job. Next is systematic exploration. Job analysis, systematic exploration of activities within a particular job. Okay, also job is a collection of tasks that can be performed by a single employee to contribute to the production of some products or services in a particular organization. Okay, next, job analysis helps in analyzing the resources and establishing strategies. Okay, you can analyze the resources, whatever resources are there. You can also establish various strategies. You can also come up with business goals, strategic objectives, etc. Okay, job analysis also helps in identifying areas where employees need training, since job analysis will give you a clear understanding about the responsibilities of the job. Next, the job analysis can be used in performance review, identify and develop goals and objectives, performance standards, evaluation criteria. All of these we've already considered this in your previous chapter, so no need to go in detail. Now next, let's look into what is the importance of job analysis. Job analysis importance is nothing but it helps in analyzing resources, establishing strategies. Okay, it helps in employee description and communication tools. Conducting job analysis is to prepare the description and job specification, which helps to hire the right quality of workforce. That is, right quality of workforce is basically based on education, educated employee for the right job. Okay, job analysis can be used in training to identify, develop or training content and assessment tests. Okay, equipment used in delivering training method. Now job analysis can be used in compensation to identify or determine skills, levels, competencies, etc. Job analysis is also used in the selection procedure because it will help you in identifying the right candidate for the right job. Job analysis can be used in performance review also, wherein you can actually give them training and development and also conduct various tests in order to see whether the employee is able to perform well or not. Next is you have your elements of job analysis. In your elements, you have your duties and tasks. What is the duties? What is the time in which they have to perform? What is the skill they require? What is the complexity? Equipment, what kind of equipment they need to use in order to perform that task, duty, etc. Next is your environment. What kind of environment are you working in? Okay, whether it is a good environment to work in, whether you are able to perform the job, etc. This is one of the element. Next is tools and equipment. Tools and equipment is again nothing but what is the tools or item that the particular person used to need in order to analyze the particular job. Okay, then relationship, how you're going to it is completely based. See, it says it is the hierarchy of the organization, like what kind of hierarchy is the organization following, whether it is a tall organization system wherein you have your top management, you have your middle management and your lower level management, and whom the employee has to report to. Next is you have your requirement. Requirement is nothing but the knowledge and skills and what are the abilities that the employee should consist in order to perform that particular job is the elements. Okay, these are the various important elements for the job analysis. Next you have what is the purpose for job analysis. Firstly, it is for recruitment and selection, so that is selecting the right person and recruiting them for the right job. Then analyzing their performance, as we looked into earlier, that is you will set up a particular standard and you'll match the actual performance in order to see whether the employee is able to meet the organizational goals or objectives. Next is training and development, to provide after you have selected the employee, provide for training and development so that they can even perform in a better better way. Next is compensation management. Compensation management is basically how you're going to select the right person for the right job and what is the kind of pay that you are offering and what are the kinds of incentive bonuses or etc. What are the benefits that you will offer to that particular position. Next is job designing and redesigning, how you're going to design a particular job and how you're going to redesign the particular job based on whether it is enriching, evaluating, cutting off, what are the extra responsibilities that you're going to involve in that particular job or and not. Okay, next is you have your process of job analysis. Basically these were your purpose for job analysis. You had 5 purposes for your job analysis. Next you have your process for job analysis. Your process for job analysis includes the following 9 steps. Firstly, you will identification of job analysis purpose. Identify what is the purpose. Why do you require job analysis? Whether it is required by the organization, whether it is not required by the organization. Basically, this will be done by the HR manager. He will identify what is the purpose for analyzing that particular job. Next is who will conduct the job analysis. The HR department will conduct the job analysis of whether you have to hire that particular individual, whether that particular job needs to be fulfill and what is the kind of advice you require. Okay, next is how to conduct the process. Now basically how to conduct the process is basically through an interview. You will conduct investigation, you will see whether you actually require a job analysis, whether required or not required, and based on that you will also conduct the entire job analysis process of recruiting an individual. Next is strategic decision making. Strategic decision making is basically you're taking a particular decision as to on what basis you want to employ a particular individual and what are the kind of details details that need to be collected and recorded, and how you're going to collect various data, that is data collection method, processing information, as we looked into your previous chapter, like management information system, etc. Like, okay, based on that you are going to take a strategic decision. After which you have your training, training of job analyst. Training of job analysis, basically after you've conducted a particular process, after you've selected the individual, you will train that particular person about how he needs to work in that particular process, and how he needs to collect and record the job data. After which you will have to, okay, preparation of job analysis process. Job analysis process, basically how you're going to analyze that particular job. Okay, how are they basically you are going to communicate. You can you can basically, this stage also involves preparation of documents, questionnaire. You will have various questions, and the employees will be asked to answer these particular questions. You will have interviews, you will have feedback. Okay, you will be preparing for a job analysis process. Okay, how are you going to analyze that, how are you going to go about analyzing a particular job. Next is data collection. Data collection is basically, once you analyze, you're going to collect all of the data, whether it is relating to job, whether it is relating to qualification of employees, whether it is ability, okay, whether it is hierarchy, whether it is activities and responsibilities which are involved in the various behaviors. Basically based on that, the data collection will be taken into consideration. After which you have your documentation, verification and review. Okay, after you're collecting the necessary data, see, the first step was you identified, you conducted, you saw the particular process, strategy, decision making. Then you trained the employees, training of job analysts. Okay, how are you going to carry out job analysis? You trained those people. Then you saw how you're going to prepare. Then data collection. Then after you collect the data, you are going to document. You are going to write down each and every information. You're going to verify, and you're going to review that information to ensure that there is no any sort of error which is involved. Okay, next is developing job description and job specification. Job description and job specification is basically, how are you, after you've documented and collected data, how are you going to segregate the data, okay, based on roles, activities, responsibilities. Okay, how are you going to separate it based on the education, qualification, experience, etc. is your developing of job specification. And your process of job analysis, one of the most important topics. Okay, this is a 9-step process. This was the process of job analysis. Next, you have your advantage of job analysis. Now, advantage of job analysis, basically selection of right individual for the right job. Okay, then you will give a scope of training will be given in that particular field. Evaluating the job will be done, and you will also know what is the worth of that particular job. Okay, and then smooth functioning of workforce, avoids overlapping of authority. Okay, basically authority is very constant. It avoids duplication of work. It also helps to chalk out compensation plans. Okay, it will also help you based on that kind of job you are recruiting the employee. You will also be able to know the worth of that particular job and what will be the pay for that particular job. Okay, chalking out. Okay, writing down, basically it means writing down. It also helps the personal manager to undertake performance appraisal effectively in a particular concern. Okay, basically you can effectively take down job performance in the particular concern, because you can select the right person for the right job, provide them training and development, and also effective utilization of human resource can be done. This were the advantage of job analysis.